back. Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. Yeah, before we get started, if you like this video, please drop a thumbs up on it. It helps out the channel a whole bunch. If not, thumbs down works as well. And if you like knife content and you're not already, smash that subscribe button. Alrighty, today I'm going to show y'all my automatic knife collection. There was enough interest in it in the last video, so why not? I was thinking, I know everybody wants me to do a collection video. Maybe I'll try to do sections and see. Maybe we'll get them all, maybe not. I don't know. Whenever I have time. Let's get started. First off, we're going to go through my out the fronts. I just started collecting automatics, so I don't have a whole ton, but first one is this Boker. Forgot the name, but I'm not too happy with this knife. It's super thick, which I mean, I guess is more of like a self-defense knife, so I can't really be that mad because it does have a nice pointy point. D2 steel, there's the maker's mark right there. It was, I think, like 80 bucks or something like that. It fires really hard, and it's decently comfortable. These can be a little sharp sometimes, but it came with that nice little scratch right there, so you always got to appreciate when brand new knife comes scratched because they slipped and let it go through their quality control. It does misfire a good bit. If I keep doing it, I'm sure it probably will, but I don't want it to do it and then have to reset it. Just black aluminum scales. No branding at all. The pocket clips, it's okay. You can see it's already, I don't know if it, maybe, I don't know. That might have been from me carrying it though. So there you go. That's the first one. It's a Boker. USA made, out the front. Sorry, I don't know the name. I'll put it in the description. Next up is probably my favorite out the front that I own. And that's coming from Guardian Tactical. That's the RECON. Where is it at on this side? There it is. Nope. There it is. It's the RECON 035. I love the looks of it. Love LMAX steel. They did a great job on it. It holds a great edge. It's kind of thick behind the edge, but it does its job. Got that carbon fiber there. The weight's good. The thickness in the scale's good. It's comfortable in hand. That firing action is just so smooth with that polished steel thing, and it rides on a ceramic bearing underneath there. The button is very comfortable. It's not sharp at all, and you got a spot right there to give you that forward momentum, and then that batter spot on the top. I love that they don't have a glass breaker because I have no use for it. They do have a lanyard hole right there. And the pocket clip, it's okay. It's got a double retention, but there's not a whole lot of space underneath there, so sometimes I could struggle getting it in and out of the pocket. I know they have aftermarket clips. I love how they did a perfect sharpening choil there. As you can see, it clears the plunge line. And I got the two-tone blade. So that's a Guardian Tactical RECON 035. My smallest out the front coming from Microtech, and that is the mini Troodon. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. We got the Microtech mini Troodon. A very expensive, tiny knife. I mean, it's a small one. You can get it with the Power 3 right here. You can see it's tiny. I knew it was small. More of like a novelty. I've been carrying it in my fifth pocket in my jeans. It fires really nicely. I love that blade shape. I want to get a regular Troodon. The combat Troodon's a little big for me. Just very well made, well executed. There it is, M390. You can do stuff with it, and it's very concealable. I can palm it. You do have a glass breaker and that double retention pocket clip, deep carry. And this one was made in January of 2021. Fires hard. It's a Microtech, made in the US of A. Just like, I think every single one of these are made in the USA that I'm showing y'all. Yep, they're all made in the USA. Next up, another one from Microtech Knives is Microtech Ultratech in the distressed purple and the apocalyptic finish. This one is in 204p, and this one was made, that one's not on, oh, there it is, 1020. So this one I picked up at Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and only way I can buy, you know, one of the Microtech out the fronts the size that small Troodon is if I can handle them in person, because my hands are beat up. The dexterity in my hands aren't great, and I got to see if I can fire it. Some of them I can't fire it, and those ridges can be quite unforgiving on your thumbs. So I was able to pick this one out and by hand. The Ultratech is the original size, and it's a perfect, in my opinion, it's perfect EDC size because it's slim. There's the Paramilitary 2, so pretty much the same size as the PM2. You got the glass breaker, and I absolutely love that distressed finish, because you don't have to worry about it, you know, in your pocket. Aluminum scratch is easy, and they've already done it for you. So there you go. That's the Microtech Ultratech. Alrighty, that's all out the fronts. Now we're gonna go into my side opening automatics, and here's another Microtech, and that is my LUDT. Love this knife. I will give y'all my top 3 at the end. It's gonna be a tough one, but I will give it. This is the large underwater demolition team knife, M390 steel. This thing comes down to a nice thin edge. It's nice. You got nice crown spot. I can go on and on about this one, but I haven't dropped the review yet of this one. I'm still doing some testing with it, but it is coming soon. Fires very hard, comfortable in my hand. Aluminum scales. They look blue to they look like a dark navy blue to me, but they're black. The pocket clip works nicely. They don't have the double retention on here. I don't think it's needed. It works just fine for me. That is the Microtech LUDT, and it's perfectly centered. All right, this one's fairly new, and this one's a beast, and it's another Microtech. It's the Microtech Stitch collaboration with Boker blades. Just a beautiful design. This thing, whenever it comes out, it has some nice recoil to it. Watch, look at that. Look how beefy those stop pins are. That is massive. Here you go. Oh, yeah. And when I saw this on paper, I was kind of unsure about it, but I had already handled one of his customs at Blade Show a few times, and I knew that this spot right here was a super ergonomic spot. It just fits that hand perfectly. So I figured I'd try out the automatic version, since that's about the only way I'm gonna get one of his knives. Nice thin edge termination, very pointy tip. And this thing comes out with authority. It's more of a tactical knife. Most automatics are. Got that double retention. Now this one, you don't have a whole lot of space underneath that clip, and that double retention really grabs a hold to the pocket. Aluminum scales with that texture gives you nice grip, but it doesn't rip up the hands. Nice aluminum geared backspacer. Big old beefy hardware. Look at that. I wish more companies would use big old beefy hardware out like that. Made in the great US of A. This one I usually close with 2 hands because it's got a pretty stout spring. There's Boker Blades logo. I love his maker's mark. I think it's beautiful. Alrighty, now we're gonna go into the Protechs. First up is the Protech Rockeye, large Rockeye, a Les George collaboration. This is just like the VECP, one of my favorite designs from Les George, and I've had that knife twice, and I've ended up trading them or selling them. I wish I could get one back in my hands because I missed my VECP, especially maybe one of the flippers this time. So if anybody has one, you're ready to part with it, let me know. I wouldn't mind a Talos too. Nice action. Love that blade shape, nice classic blade shape. This is more of like a heavy duty user, S35VN. It's rather thick behind the edge, so it'll still get the job done as long as you got the edge sharp. Very comfortable in hand, locks you in with that deep choil right there. Really locks you in. Aluminum scales, recessed button that has like a blasted finish on the hardware and the button. Closed construction. Only thing I'm not a huge fan of besides the blade to handle ratio is the large pocket clip, but I could change that. It works just fine. And I love Les George's logo as well. Nice. Another USA made. Like I said, all these are USA made. Look at that. Look at the blade to handle. You could take off this whole entire back section. Lose that lanyard hole. But I think Brandy Johnson said it best. It would not be a Rockeye anymore. Take away that and it changes the design up. Alrighty, next one is a new one, and that is the Arc Form, made for Arc Form by Protech. I've been really liking this little knife. I've only had it for a few days now, but it's very lightweight, compact. It looks like that blade is not going to fit in that handle, and it just looks like it's gonna be sticking out a little bit past the thing, but nope. Got that acid wash two-tone blade, Arc Form on this side, and then that's Tough Knives logo. That's a collaboration with Jeff Blewett. Nice blasted hardware. I love this. That's probably my favorite of the Protech clips. I wish they'd put that on all of them. It's a smaller version. Love it. Very cool little knife. Perfectly centered. Look, it's splitting that little area right there. And boy, I tell you what, that edge is close. You can't touch it, but if you push down in there hard enough, you probably could. Yeah, you don't really have to worry about it on this side because it's mainly closed. You do have a stop pin, so you're not wearing out that aluminum. And this thing comes out with authority. It's not gonna, if you have large or extra large hands, this might be a little too small for you. But this thing comes out with authority, and I can easily close it with one hand. Love that. Alrighty. Next up, another Protech is Protech Strider collaboration, SNG. This is probably my favorite of the Protechs that I have. Love that crazy fiber. It's called micarta. Very attractive micarta, in my opinion. Lightens this up a lot. I think it's CPM 154. Yeah, 154 CM, my bad. Protech logo there, and you got the Strider logo on this side. You got that pearl button. Nice beefy hardware. You got your external stops here. And just a comfortable knife. Got that same Strider pocket clip. Thought about putting one of my deep carries on, but it goes in pretty easily, not easily, but it goes in a lot easier than a regular Strider because I don't have it. This is smooth, you know, aluminum underneath. Another one that I can close one-handed like that. Go, that's the Protech Strider SNG. All right, last up is one that I contemplated on selling a few times, but then every time I think about it, I end up liking it again. And that is the Protech and Prometheus Design Works Invictus Auto. This is one with the red G10 button. You got the same milling lines that they do on the regular version. I have the non-auto version of this as well. Geared back spacer. Now this is a longer version of the clip that I said I love. See how much longer it is? Love this version of it. You got those countersunk screws. They give you a lanyard hole back here, so they don't break up the design by putting it there. You get all the way, look at that edge, all the way to the end, so you're not going to cut yourself. And a nice firing action on that bad boy. This thing comes out with authority as well. Love that blade shape. Wish it was a little bit thinner. Like, I wish it was a little bit better cutter, but it does fine, just as long as you keep it sharp. There's the Prometheus Designs logo right there. Jimping definitely grabs onto the thumb. Protech USA, made in the USA. And this one's serial numbered, number 422. And there you go. So that is my automatic knife collection that's ever so growing. It's, you know, it's I got to blame it on some of my fellow YouTube friends that, you know, I start seeing some of them and I'm like, man, I missed that. I like that knife, and I try it out and then I fall in love with it. I go in phases. If you've been in the knife community long enough, you've been through phases as well. You know, when I first started into knives, many years ago, I was into nothing but hard use knives. If they didn't have over 4mm stock or thicker, I wasn't into it. It's just, I didn't know any better, and I wasn't really at that time, I wasn't really using my knives. But now, once I started learning, like, you know, that's another enjoyment I get out of collecting knives, is I love to use them and see what they're capable of. And ever since I started doing that, now, you know, obviously I look for slicey knives over thick, overbuilt knives. That's just me. But, you know, as long as they can cut good and they can get the job done, I'm happy. I just prefer it to be nice and slicey. So there you go. I'd love to hear which ones you give me. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me give you my top 3 real quick. Number 1 is going to be the Microtech LUDT. Love this knife. Just, oh man, like I said, I got to do the review on this one, but it's coming soon. That'd be number 1. Number 2 would be my Protech Strider. Love this one as well. Super comfortable in hand. And my number 3 would have to be the RECON 035. Excellent, excellent knife. Love to hear your top 3 out of the bunch. Y'all let me know down in the comments which ones would you pick. And if you have an auto that is amazing, let me know that too. I might have to pick it up. All right, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful day. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.